So we're going to dive right into a case study. What does this look like in actuality? We talked some strategy, let's talk tactics. Welcome to 3123 Michigan Avenue. This is 1926 all brick building that has 4 2-bedroom, 1-bath units. These are shotgun style units. So for those who know, the bedrooms are basically all lined up in a row. So the is not two separate bedrooms. You can shut doors to completely close them off. There's one conjoining door that you have to walk through. But they're shotgun style apartments, 1,250 square feet. These are massive 2 bedrooms, but they're very old. This property was purchased for $270,000 using a 3.5% FHA loan down. And I had to spend approximately $7,000 in FHA mandated repairs post-closing to bring it up to snuff and pass inspection. Things like painting, and that was primarily some cosmetic issues with the property. Now, before I bought there, I had spent 10 months analyzing over 65 different potential house hacks, running each of them to see if they made financial sense. That is, do the numbers work out? Looking at things like my principal, interest, taxes, insurance, utilities, internet, landscaping, maintenance, vacancy, and repairs to see if I can move into this property and have it financially pencil. But on the other side of that, I had never been to St. Louis before. I don't know which areas the ones that, one, are going to make a successful investment, and two, in a house hack, you're occupying the property. So there's that added layer of safety and a self-interest that we want to be buying a location that we are willing to live in for a period of time, ideally 2 years, so we can get that tax benefit of avoiding capital gains if we were to sell the following 5 years. So on this very street, on Michigan Avenue in St. Louis, there were 3 active flips going on we bought. There was a high school less than 2 blocks away, several restaurants on South Grand Boulevard less than 4 blocks away, very active social area, low crime, centrally located at Tower Grove Park, which is a house, tons of events and festivals, nearby gym, and very young demographics. When we bought there, these units were rented for between $450 and $500 a month in 2021 in a major city for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,200 square foot apartment. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, I have not seen prices like that in 30 years, extremely cheap. I agreed with you. After buying this property and checking the market, I have units currently rented for between $1,000 and $1,150 a month. And I have comps that say I can go up to $1,300 a month for these units. This seller had owned the property for almost 40 years and had done some good work in maintaining it, but had not improved the interiors whatsoever. So when I found this property and it penciled out, when I bought this property, it was barely going to break even by moving in. But by conducting the market research around it, we were able to identify so much upside in this asset that it made so much sense to go ahead and take this property down, especially after 65 different properties we've looked at. So now with this house hack, it's cash flowing right now $1,200 a month while I live for free in it, and it's on track. By the next 4 months, it'll be cash flowing for $2,400 a month. On top of that, I've just leased one of these units to an Airbnb arbitrage investment company who will be using these units as midterm rentals, yielding even more cash flow for themselves and with consistent cleanings and cosmetic upgrades to the unit within. Had I bought this property 2 miles to the north, 3 miles to the north, the rents would continue to be depressed. I would not have individual investors approaching me to be able to do midterm rentals from it. And I would not be able to recapture the appreciation of this property as shown and showcased by nearby flips and nearby investment activity that's occurring. Now, to make this happen, this all came together with the support of friends and families while still making it a good deal for me. And that's where house hacking is crucial in the sense of you have to get creative with it. For example, when I bought this property, if I had rented it out 3 units and lived in one myself, the numbers did not work. It was going to cost money every single month, and my minimum goal for this was to be able to break even every single month, especially as a poor college student going into the first investment property. So I elected to rent out 3 of the apartments, buy the entire apartment, and rented out my own unit by the room. So I had 2 bedrooms. So I took a buddy from college who didn't have a lot strong plans after college where he was going to go, and offered him the opportunity where I'm going to buy a property. I'm going to buy a 2-bedroom. I'll have a 2-bedroom unit for you. I'll offer you below market rent if you move into one of the rooms in my unit. By doing so, my roommate would get cheaper rent, an updated apartment, lower utility costs, as a low stress living situation. And in return, as the top left photo shows, he helped me out with plumbing projects. And in order to renovate the property over time, for example, I'd pay for travel, lodging, material costs, food, and entertainment for my friends and family to come down and help me swing hammers, implement unit projects, and turn them over. House hacking is an amazing way to start your investing career. And it's crucial that you find creative ways to add value to the people in your life or people you're going to be renting to create a win-win for yourself and them as you start this journey. And within house hacking, there are many ways to get creative. If you're buying a single family home in an up and coming neighborhood that's continuing to improve and increase demand, house hacking could come from, I'm going to do one long-term rental for that property, or you could rent it out by the room, increasing your per unit cash flow and turning a property that wouldn't work for you into a property that would. In my case, with a multifamily property, instead of looking to rent out each apartment by itself, can you rent them out by room? Or, as you showcase that market research can help attract other investors to your location, renting out a property to potential Airbnb arbitrager or putting it on Airbnb can help increase that cash flow that you need to make it successful house hack that transitions a property from not even in the realm of possibility all the way to this property is going to be a house hack that cash flows thousands of dollars per month while keeping you for free. Different strategies you can leverage with house hacking makes it an extremely versatile tool that will enable you, for one, reduce your monthly costs when it comes to paying for rent or mortgages, which is crucial. Second, it can allow you to cash flow on top of that, putting money in your pocket to fund your lifestyle or, more importantly, future investments. Third, getting into that house hacks and allow you to capture appreciation in the market, both natural and forced, over time. And lastly, you have the depreciating benefits and tax benefits of being able to own that house hack. And so finding a way to leverage one of several creative strategies to create a house hack opportunity is going to be an amazing way to start creating wealth. And it all hinges on where you're buying the house at. So for this one specifically, when we got there, this is an example of one of the units that we had. Now, we'd had comps in the area that put a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment anywhere between $1,100 or $1,000 to $1,300 a month, depending on finishes. In this one, there was peeling wallpaper. You can't see it in the ceiling right now, but parts of the ceiling paint were actually dripping off the ceiling. This is being occupied at that point in time, and it was rented for $450 a month. What we did, we put in LVP flooring, new stainless steel stove, new dishwasher, countertops, paint, light fixtures, reglazed the whole bathroom, new vanity, new lights, and focus on the primary value adds in the kitchen and bathroom to make this unit rent for $1,150 a month.
Looks really good, man. How much did you spend on the rehab? I know you did some of the work, but it came out really nice. I like the modern light fixtures and the way you did the kitchen.
Thank you. Yeah, so for this property, I've spent maybe less than $5,000 across the units that I've done of my personal money. Because while I've held this property, every single month of cash flow that we generated, I put right back into a savings account that just accumulated until I had a unit turnover, and I put all the money back into the new unit. And so by doing it slowly,
you were able to recover the entire investment in less than a year. That's
completely
really good. Wow, really good, man.
And what that meant was, when it came to the units that were currently being occupied, it was strategically extending leases and letting units turn over once cash flow had accumulated to a certain level. So once you had $6,000 in the bank account, I'm going to let my target unit expire, have them move out, go in, renovate the property of the unit, get that higher rent, and then I would tactically extend certain units' leases based on where I was at in my cash flow situation, so I can minimize any out-of-pocket expenses. So by this October, thank you. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
So by this October, I have 2 more units that are going to be finished up. I've already done the interiors on 1. I've got the bathrooms to do on 2 more. And the Airbnb midterm rental investors that I'm working with, they've expressed interest in being able to take over the next 2 as soon as they're up for rent. And I can charge them a higher premium, which I'm already doing. And I have written in annual rent bumps to each of the units that they're midterm renting. So I can count on every single year they're going up by $50 to $75 a month per unit. So over the course of the next year, all 4 of these properties I can update Plus, I can leave some of the cosmetic upgrades like paint and furnishings to the Airbnb specialists. So that's less money out of my pocket to make it attractive. Charge higher rent, and they're cleaning it more frequently. So I have a house hack that's able to generate me cash flow, generate other investors cash flow, minimizing costs out of pocket, all in a great area that's continuing to see investment activity.
Yeah, man, that's one regret I have. In one of the regrets in investing is if I were to start again, I would definitely start out with house hacking without doubt. I would buy the biggest property I can with FHA loan, exactly what you did. That's exactly what I would do. So yeah, cool.
It's because of individuals like yourself that I even got started in doing things like this. Talk about OPM, other people's mistakes, or the lessons primarily. It's a better way acronym to use for it. Speaking to real estate investors who become wildly successful when they're on their career paths, almost every single person I talked to before getting started shared that exact same experience. If I could do it all over again, I would house hack with an FHA. And so that is largely what influenced me to take this path in real estate investing, because so many people point to that as this massive separator between how long it's going to take you to get started and how quickly you can scale up, which is why I love talking about how house hacking can help individuals, assuming they can pair it up with great market research too. So their house hacking goes from just barely breaking even, or maybe they're paying $200 a month, to maybe being a house hack that generates them thousands of dollars of cash flow and still living for free. It's still a house hack, but if we can increase the profitability on it, it just goes and scales so much quicker.